Hello Nordango students and welcome to tutorial 3 of our programming using Visual Basic series. In this tutorial we're going to relook at the Hello World lesson from lesson 1, but we're going to instead of it appearing as a message box, we're going to show it as a label. So we're going to explore the interface in creating a form with a button that performs an action, very similar to before, but this time showing it as a label instead of a message box. And I am going to load up Visual Studio, so I will go to Visual Studio 2022 and load this up, and we will create a new project on the right here. Make sure we've set Visual Basic. We choose Visual Forms App as our template, and we'll go next. We'll say Hello World, and this time we'll say 2. Saved in the correct place as before. Set folder, next, and then create, and it will now set up our project for us. And once it's created, we need to, it's exactly the same before, but this time, instead of a button that we press and a message box appears, we're going to have a button that we press and a label will appear with the words Hello World. So let us make this window a bit smaller. We're going to add a button on the screen like so. We're going to add a label on the screen like so. And I'm going to move these to the center. Let's just change the name of the button. So I'm going to say BTN click here. And down the bottom, I will have for my text, click here. I then got for my label, I'm going to add on here, our label will be LBL, short for label, and Hello World. And then we go down the bottom, I'll put Hello World as my text, and I'll go to F, which will be for font, and I will change my font to, let's have it as Comic Sans. Everyone loves Comic Sans, so I'll change this to Comic Sans, like so, 24 point and bold, and we have this big. And we can change the color as well. Let's change the color here. Let's change this to bright blue, like so. Okay, and we have these two done. Let's just, we want to change the name. If we want to change the actual name of the form, we can do. Let's just close that. Let's just go back up. Form, instead of being that, we'll say FRM Hello World, like so. And then writing the text down the bottom, we'll call this Hello World, like so. And if I double click on click here, I now have two subs within our form class. Okay, so we've got one for form load and one for click here. If I double click on the form, then it will go to the form load. When my form loads, I want this label not to appear. So I need to type in the label. So if I type LBL, I should now find Hello World dot and then H, and it should find hide, which is great. I can just select from the drop down. In the click, I then want this to show. So LBL Hello World dot S, I find show, and it will appear. And then I want LBL Hello World, even though I wrote the text here, I can actually just say LBL hello world dot text equals hello world, and I put that in the speech marks. So I can actually change the writing in the actual code itself. So I could put an exclamation mark here. If I go back, there's no exclamation marks. When I run this, an exclamation mark should work. It should appear. So press hello world. Let's just press no there. What's wrong with it? Again, it's saying I cannot find it. So just copy the name of the form, double click. It says where the problem is, which is underlined in red, and it says line 34. So we need to just change this to paste the name of the form in. And of course, the error has now disappeared. Press run, and this time it should appear. And so I've got a blank window here, nothing appeared. If I click on it, the text hello world appears, and of course it appears with the exclamation mark as well. And so there, that's about showing and hiding your label if you want that to appear or disappear. And then we can then press the X and we can close it and it goes back. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be about consolidating what you know.